Gents, I just want to pause the episode for a moment to let you know about the Strong Men of Value Academy. You will have heard me refer to it a number of times, and I want to bring more attention to it. So this isn't just a program, it's a life-changing environment and community of men who are focused on personal and professional growth. We're looking at areas of relationships, wealth, and health, things to help you thrive and maximize your life. Imagine having bi-monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with myself, weekly group coaching calls, and an incredible brotherhood of high achievers by your side. Now we're diving into resilience, leadership, and holistic growth to not just succeed in your career, but to thrive in your health and your relationships. Your journey to greatness, it starts here. So join the movement and you can apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. You can head to themanthatcanproject.com to find out more. Commitment can be defined as the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity, etc. And today, Ian McKenzie joins me again. He's up as a result of doing the 12-hour walk, and we just did an ice bath. So I was like, let's quickly just have a quick 10 to 15 minute chat. I only went for 10 minutes around commitment and the commitment that you saw from our academy members doing the 12-hour walk, but also why you feel people lack commitment and what you can do to turn around your levels of commitment, because there are a lot of blokes who make promises, right? And a promise is easy to break. So many people are breaking promises, whether it's towards their relationships, towards their mates, towards their health. They just don't back them up. And one thing that I observed from this walk the other night was just how much more you can get out of yourself if you show up and put in the work. Like, not everyone finished the walk, but it wasn't about finishing the walk. It was more about focusing on the journey. And throughout the journey, if you can learn to love that journey, if you can learn to be present in that journey, you can see how beneficial the journey is over the outcome. We all felt satisfied from not finishing it. Like, you know, for those who didn't finish it, still felt satisfaction, still felt like they accomplished something because the journey was pushing themselves more than they ever had before. So if you struggle with commitment, this is going to be a great episode for you. Another good thing to consider is your commitment to the Strong Men of Value Academy. Sunday, so 2 days from today, 3 days from today, the applications open again. So make sure you apply. No matter where you live in the world, you'll be able to apply to be a part of one of the fastest growing men's online. You know, our vision is to be Australia's leading men's performance coaching academy, both online and for those who live in Brisbane. Now, if you want to be a part of that, head over to themanthatcanproject.com/strong men of value, and you can read more about it. Obviously, find out if it's a good fit for you, because if you don't feel it is, probably not the right place. But if you want to build confidence, build resilience, get around an incredible group of guys who are going to let you and empower you to take your life to the next level, then this is where you want to be. I know for me, and I fucking designed it, but I designed it because I wanted to design something that was lacking in my life. I wanted to have access to men from all walks of life, that I could find out what it takes, what suffering or sacrifices go into creating success in their chosen field. And I wanted to be held accountable, and I wanted to learn more about myself so I could build that confidence and my ability to create the life that I want. And that's what this does. So I look forward to seeing you in there. Enjoy this episode with Ian. Have a great day. The Man That Can Project podcast, a podcast empowering career-driven men to live more fulfilling lives. We are here to challenge your beliefs, redefine success, and talk about the important stuff in a relatable way. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. My name's Lachlan Stuart. Let's get into it. Well, I'm excited to bring you guys a special guest episode. It's going to be short and sharp and to the point. Ian McKenzie is currently sitting right beside me. Ian did his first ice bath because he flew up from Melbourne on Friday to join us on the 12-hour walk, even though he had a broken foot. So I thought this would be a cool little cameo appearance from Ian. We could talk about accountability and commitment, because they're two things that you embody, and I think you'll be able to pass on a few words of wisdom for why you're so committed and why you hold yourself accountable, but also how you use our community as a sense of accountability as well. But mate, Awesome work on the ice bath.
Thanks, mate.
Wasn't as cold as Victorian standards.
Not Victoria, yeah.
Queensland cold, Melbourne cold, a little bit different. But, mate, so how was the ride? So you rode, obviously, with a broken foot, but you only broke your foot a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, and you still flew up.
3 weeks yesterday. So, it slowed me right down. But I was really pleased that I actually could still get up here. And when I started the ride, I thought to myself, why am I going to get through this? Because it was, it's quite painful. But I sat on the bike, apart from a bit of a sore butt, and I pedalled with my heel and just idled along. And
you're in a bloody moon boot, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking moon boot.
So no, I was really glad to see, and it was really good to see the blokes putting in, because I think a lot of blokes didn't realise just how hard it was going to be.
No, I didn't even.
I think I went into the mindset, because I've done the Oxfam Trail walking 33 hours solid. Yep. 12 hours to me actually didn't seem that long.
Yeah.
Only because I knew what to expect.
Yeah.
I
think that's a cool thing to sort of touch on, though, because I didn't know what to expect, and everyone else except for yourself had never done anything like that.
Yeah, that's right.
So in my head, I was like, 12 hours, that's, should be quite fine. I was more worried about the lack of sleep, but then about 6-7 hours in, my feet were just on fire. But after speaking to a lot of the lads after it, like the sense of empowerment that we have to now know that we can do that.
That's right. They crossed it. They achieved it's a really big achievement. Like, if you look at the general population, there's not a lot of people out there who can walk for 12 hours, 50 Ks, and come out the other end. And the blokes at different stages where blokes pulled out, it was right near the end. So they should feel totally wrapped with themselves to even get through 10 or 11 hours, because it's not something anybody can do every day. And that just goes to show that the commitment and how we bounce off each other, and how we support each other. And that was what I loved the most. So I'd be riding along, and I'd come along with one group and I'd have a chat to them for a while, and then I'd see another group. And but their support and commitment to each other was what got them through, and that's what it's all about.
It probably ties into accountability then. So we'll hit there first, and then we'll come back to commitment. But for yourself, like, how do you utilize it for accountability? Because what we were saying before as well, even whether it's within our community or just in life in general, people really struggle with accountability, and often the accountability with themselves, right? They set a goal or they make a promise. Never really a commitment, because if they committed, they'd really follow it through.
Yep.
But people do this, and then they just don't hold themselves accountable. And for me, it's one of the most fucking frustrating things. And obviously, everyone's running their own race, which is fine, so it doesn't directly affect me, but it also frustrates me, because when you speak to people and you understand the potential within them, and then they lack accountability. So for me, having people like yourself and our whole community there to hold me to a higher standard, and when I say something, it's like if I forget about it or haven't written it down, and someone goes, "Oh, where'd you go with that?" I'm like, "Fuck, back on with that." So for you, why is accountability so important, and how does it help you?
Oh, it's huge. Accountability for me is I don't want to be that. I'm 57 years old, one of the older blokes in the group.
57 years young, mate.
Young, 57 years young. I don't want to be that bloke who's 70 years old and sitting on the couch because I'm fat and lazy and haven't committed to anything, So I'm accountable to myself. But I think what I really love about the program with the accountability groups is, and I really want to say to blokes, get in there and use them, because you go in there and sometimes when you question your commitment or your ability, and you go, am I going to be able to do this, or am I going to do that? And then you get online and you have a chat, and like, for example, a classic example for me was the row, 21k row. I'm thinking, fuck, that's a long way. And 21 Ks, am I going to be able to do that?
Yeah.
And I got online, and I remember I started it, and it was, I remember all the young blokes like yourself were doing it like an hour and 25 or an hour and 30 minutes, and I ended up doing an hour and 44.
Yeah.
But I was wrapped with that, because I thought, okay, I plodded along, got going into it, and then you got like people like, when you go live, and you got people like George over in the UK cheering you on and saying, right with you to the end, mate, and things like that. I wanted to achieve for myself, but also for my mates.
Yeah.
So I think that the program is great for that. The being accountable, and you check in on with the groups and see if you're doing okay and things like that. And I think if we communicate and help each other through, then we can achieve so much.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important to think about who you're spending the most time around. Like if you're hanging around fat, lazy people, chances are you're probably going to have fat, lazy habits and end up the same. Is it toxic, bro? Whatever it is. Like, so think about if you're clear on who you are, and then the next step's what you want from your life. The most important thing I ever did was find people who had what I wanted and surround myself around those kinds of people. Even though my life is 10 times better than where it was, doesn't mean I go back to hanging out with the same people I used to hang out with. I still need to surround myself because, as you sort of said, it's when we set tasks like the 12-hour walk, or, I probably would have quit had it, not everyone else was still going, or the row or various other things. We're doing a exercise this week about getting feedback from people in your life. Like the first 2 weeks I was like, I've already done this before, I won't do it. And then I started listening to you guys on the calls, and I was like, I'm going to start redoing this stuff again. It's been a while since I've done it. Now I'm getting so much value from that as well. So when you continue to do that, I guess, grab energy off the people you spend around and do what they do, your life's only going to improve it the way that theirs does.
100%. It's such a positive environment, and that's how I found it with the walk. I was actually pumped when I was going along with blokes. It was such a positive vibe. Everybody got tired and near the end because it was a big task, But the positivity and the commitment and the way blokes wanted to help each other get through. I mean, that's what it's all about. We're like humans are pack animals. They love to, they feed off each other. You're not the sort of we don't like to sit on our own and just do things on our own. We like to do things as a group. Yeah,
we think. I enjoy alone time, but if I have too much alone time, some people are like, I'd love to live my life alone. I'm like, but would you? Have you ever actually done that? That would be quite fucking miserable. For you though, you said before when you're set, you don't want to be fat and lazy when you're 70. How do you remain so committed to, we've already spoken about it on the last podcast, but, you just jumped in a fucking ice bath then at 57. You did the 12-hour walk with a broken foot. You have all this travel coming up, and you still work, right? So you still have a career, a family, you do all these sorts of things, but you're still so committed to making sure you squeeze a fucking juice out of life. Like, how do you stay so committed? Because that's like a golden question for so many blokes.
I just think you've got to be positive every day. There's so much sadness and bad stuff in the world, and it's as I've said in the big podcast I did with you, I've seen a lot in my life through my career and just through personal things, and I've really got a positive attitude because of that. Because I think we need to have something to aim for every day and be committed and. Be kind. Be kind to yourself too. Try and achieve. And so, I just the option for me. The opposite is just it's not even in my mind. I want to be positive. I want to keep on achieving. I want to make a difference to someone every day. I want to be a fun bloke to be with. I want to be fun to be with my family and things like that. So all those things drive me. And I found with being with you, all you legends, and I've been overwhelmed by just the kindness and how there's so many blokes that want to catch up with me while I'm here in Brisbane. And I love that. It's just so nice.
Yeah, a lot of genuinely good blokes.
Genuine good blokes who want to make a difference to themselves and their lives. And others. So I just positivity keeps you focused and keeps you want to achieve more.
And commitment. So for you, like. It's good to sort of tie that up. But what advice would you say to someone who's sitting out there right now? I'd love to hear this from you. What advice would you give to a bloke out there who knows he doesn't keep his word with his commitments and keeps shying away, whether it's, bailing on a dinner at the last minute or, not continuing to do the things, go to the gym or take the holidays that he said he was going to take? What advice would you say to that bloke?
I think.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, that's right. No, not at all. No, I think he's being untrue to himself and people around him, and not a good. I'm very close to both my kids, and I've got a lot of close mates, and I think they see me as being an active, healthy
Yep.
Committed individual.
Yep.
I've got a lot of respect for my workmates.
Yep.
I've got a really good working relationship, and I think I'm not just a manager, I'm a leader in my station, and I'll say that I'll blow my own trumpet there because I feel I have a great team I work with, but they see that I'm committed. Well, I want to achieve, I want to help people and things like that. So, I think if you don't commit or don't, you'll end up getting to the stage where you'll be older and you'll start to things will be harder to do because you physically won't be as healthy, and then if you're not physically healthy, it can affect your mindset and things like that. So, and I don't want that to happen to me. So I think you just got to get involved, commit yourself, and try and achieve. Even little things each day. A small habit becomes once you do things, small things, and they become habit.
Yeah.
And then it gets better and better, easier and easier as you go along.
Yeah. And if you have been a notorious person who bails on your commitment, like I used to always do that, I definitely wasn't a man of my word. It's just commit to doing better, right? As you said, do those small things. So right now it could be, okay, well, tomorrow I'm going to commit to getting up at 5 a.m. and doing something, whatever it is, making a coffee, but it might just be committing to something, or it might be I'm committed to catching up with a mate or giving a mate a phone call. Just do one thing and then pat yourself on the back for, achieving those commitments, because it's more so if you can fall in love with the process in anything, I was reading a quote the other day, or not even a quote, just a book, but it's if you can fall in love with the process or the journey over the outcome or the destination, like that makes everything worthwhile. But so many of us are focused on the outcome. It's like we see someone ripped walk past, or we see someone drive past in a Ferrari and we go, oh, I want to earn more money, or I want to work out more. But that's destination outcome focused. It's not, well, what actually has to go in there, and am I prepared to commit to that, or is it just me emotionally being charged? But we got to wrap it up because we're going for a steak with the boys. Thanks for the impromptu chat. It was awesome, as always. And it's been great having you up in Queensland.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Good on you.
Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachlan Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time.